Have you ever had a group of people completely surprise you? It's a warm, strange feeling when you realize that someone you never expected is actually listening to you. I've been looking at my YouTube analytics and the data shock me, but in a very good way. It turns out 70% of the people watching me are 45 years old and above. And nearly 50%, almost half of you, are 55 and up. In contrast, I'm not even 40 yet. I know most of my viewers are from the United States, and you're joining me on this journey all the way from the Philippines. That age and geography gap makes me appreciate your time even more. It's hard for someone in my position to get anyone in real life to sit down and listen to what I have to say, but here you are. I really do appreciate that. I'm Jhonna. This is Jhonna Unfiltered. Let's get into it. Quick intro before we start. This channel is my personal and learning diary. I'm an ESL tutor and a solo dweller living a life fueled by curiosity. I document my journey here as I research nature, animals, and the connections between Filipino, Japanese, and Korean cultures. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. A little disclaimer. I'm sharing my personal life and my emotional struggles today. These are my real experiences with poverty and depression. I'm not a doctor or a therapist. I'm just being honest about my journey, but please consult a professional if you're dealing with similar issues. For those of you who have watched my previous videos, you know the blunt truth. I am a poor person. Sometimes, when I make my unfiltered commentary or give advice about things, I recommend the best way to do things based on my research. But to be completely direct, I cannot afford to do those things myself yet. It's not that I don't want to. It's just that the money isn't there. For example, when I talk about proper pet care, I know what's ideal, but I have to do the best I can with what I have. This whole channel is actually my learning diary. I learn the proper way, I share that knowledge, and then I try my hardest to apply as much of it as possible within my budget. We have a very strong pet culture in the Philippines, but it is totally different from the United States. Filipino households are often big with many family members, and sometimes it feels like there are more pets than people in a single house. But here, dogs are almost always treated strictly as guard dogs. They are outside, often chained, and they don't receive that deep level of family connection that dogs in the US do. We have people here who really pamper their pets, but they usually only do that for expensive, purebred dogs like a Siberian Husky or a Golden Retriever. Filipino native dogs, we call them Aspens, don't really get that same love and care. I consider myself one of the people online who are advocating for Aspens to get the respect they deserve. I feel this very deeply because I have two Aspens, Shiro and Rukawa. Even though I struggle financially, I do my best to buy them actual dog food. I don't just give them leftovers, which is the common practice here. To be honest, I tend to feed my dogs before I even feed myself. Part of it is because I don't want my bigger dog, Shiro, staring at me when I eat. His gaze makes me feel too guilty. Rukawa, the younger one, just waits patiently so he doesn't ignore me when I eat, but he doesn't pressure me either. So, I prioritize their food first. I can only afford the cheapest brand, but it's still better than just scraps. In my country, rice is expensive. It might not seem that way to you in the US, but for me, it is a big cost. I give them plain boiled rice with no salt and sometimes hard-boiled eggs. We also share sweet potatoes. I cook a kilogram almost every day, and we all eat it. I try to grow sweet potatoes in my backyard, but there's not enough sunlight, so I only get lots of leaves and no big tubers. The good thing is Shiro actually likes eating the steamed sweet potato leaves. They are very nutritious, so we share those together, too. Rukawa doesn't really like the leaves, but he'll eat them when he knows he has no other choice. It's about doing the best we can in a simple, low-cost way. You might be wondering why I'm almost 40 and still struggling this much with money. If you've been following my diary, you already know that I've been dealing with a lot of depressive thoughts. I know depression is not an excuse, but it is incredibly difficult to find the motivation to earn money when you don't even have the motivation to stay on this planet. Every single day, I have those thoughts about leaving, and they are quickly followed by anxiety attacks about what would happen to Shiro and Rukawa once I'm gone. When I sleep at night, I often think that I am not going to wake up the next day. It's a very real and exhausting mental battle that I am still working on. I'm trying to learn how to think positively and to look forward to the future. This channel is actually part of that motivation to survive. Instead of just sitting and dwelling in my darkest depressive thoughts, I force myself to think about what unfiltered video to make next. I look at my stats, I see my subscribers grow, even though the number is small right now, and I reply to your comments. It distracts me from the darkness. So when I say I appreciate you watching, it's not just a polite thing people say on YouTube. It is a very direct thank you for helping me get through another day. Hopefully, as I continue this diary, I can change my financial behavior and find a desire to earn more money, not just to survive, but to take better care of myself and the dogs. I really do look at my viewers, especially since 70% of you are 45 and older, as a source of wisdom. This is a learning diary, not just me telling stories. If you have advice to give, I want to hear it in the comments. I am just a person learning how to grow up, how to survive, and how to take care of my dogs in the best way possible. I'm not looking for performance, and I'm not playing a character. This is me. If we can build a small, supportive community here, where we respect each other without toxicity or bullying, that would be wonderful. I want this space to be peaceful for my mind and for yours. You have more life experience than I do, and I am happy to share this journey with you as we all get older. My long-term goal is for this channel to monetize and become my retirement fund, and I hope we can spend this time together, even if it's just through a digital screen. Thank you for listening to my story.